Congressman Ronny Jackson, a member of the House Armed Services and Foreign Affairs Committees. He is also a former White House physician for both Presidents Trump and Obama. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks,
of course, we're watching these jokes about Joe Biden's mental capacity and his age, something you and I have spoken about now for years. How would you assess all of that today?
Well, I think everyone's laughing at it, Maria, but you and I know, and the American people know at this particular point, it's not a joke anymore. No. It's a serious issue. Our national security is at stake here. Our economy, our safety and security in our own country, all these issues that are going on with the open border. I don't think Joe Biden's really in charge of what's happening. I don't think he has been since day one. You look at the economy and the disaster we have there. Look at our overseas performance and what we have happening there with, initially started with Afghanistan, with the horrible withdrawal from Afghanistan, and then the Russia-Ukraine issue, the issue with Israel, the issue with Iran and the proxies attacking us. Overseas is an absolute mess. We have no sense of safety and security. Our adversaries don't fear us. Our allies don't trust us. It's a big issue, and it's not a laughing matter anymore, and it's just not going to get any better with time. It's only going to continue to get worse. And the very thought that this man can be president until the beginning of the next term and then serve another 4 years. I just think that that's crazy. I think that the American people are seeing that that's crazy right now. And I think that's where the issue is right now with the White House, is that you and I have been talking about it for a long time, but everybody is talking about it now, everyone. They recently tried with this physical exam to cover this up again, to check that box and to move on, hoping that the press would just start talking about something else. But it's not going to work this time because people are seriously concerned about what's going on in this country. We got a problem.
Yeah, and it's not just American citizens that are watching Joe Biden trip and, go to shake people's hands that are not there and trip on words, et cetera. It's our adversaries. This is becoming a national security issue, according to many. There's a new op-ed in the Wall Street Journal titled "The Republicans Are a Party in Search of Failure." By Alex Castellanos. He writes, "The next generation of Democrats is coming, hiding their antiquated socialism behind fresh faces. Only the next generation of Republicans can beat them." He also writes, "Despite Mr. Biden's shameful retreat from Afghanistan, Putin's brazen invasion of Ukraine, Hamas's strike on our closest Middle East ally, an invasion of illegal immigrants across the southern border, and the normalization of crime near our homes, America should buckle up. The lowest point of the Biden administration is yet to come." Congressman, you're a doctor.
Well,
your thoughts on where Joe Biden is now, and does this decelerate? In other words, the decline accelerate? Is his worst or the lowest point yet to come?
Oh, absolutely. I've said this before, Maria. You may have heard me say this before, but Joe Biden is not a fine wine. He is not going to get better with time. All of these issues that have this cognitive element to them, they all have one thing in common. They get worse with time, not better. And so he is going to continue to get worse. The bad thing here, I think, related to what you said, is that some of the policies that he's put in place and some of the damage that he's done to this country over the last 3 years are going to continue to have a negative impact on our country for years to come. And that part is going to get much worse. What's happening at our southern border with these Chinese people that are crossing the border, with the cartel and the criminal element that's coming in, all of these countries that, President Trump had said for years that they're dumping their prisons and their insane asylums into our country. We now know that's actually the case. We probably have a lot of radical jihadi terrorists that have crossed our border at this point with terror cells set up. A lot of what the seeds that he has sown have yet to declare themselves. But that is going to happen over the next few years, even after Joe Biden is gone. He has set this country up for failure, and it is going to take somebody extremely aggressive to turn things around. And that's why I personally want to see Donald Trump come back to the White House, because I think he's the one person that's got the guts and the know-how to turn this ship around.
And do you think that this is just Joe Biden's incompetence, his weakened mental capacity, or is he just driving the agenda that Elizabeth Warren and others on the progressive left tell him to?
Well, I think it's all of the above. I've never been impressed with Joe Biden as a politician or, with his intellect, even when he was cognitively intact. And now it's much worse because he's got these cognitive issues and people are taking advantage of it. You mentioned that our adversaries overseas are taking advantage of it, but people within the party who want power and authority are taking advantage of it as well. And they are pushing the Biden administration in certain directions that serve their purposes. And this has been going on for a while. And he can't stop it because he's not got the wherewithal to do so. And the people around him are just consumed with the power and the authority they have from having him in that leadership role. And no one wants it to go away within his circle. So we've got a problem. I think the party's going to have to figure out how to get rid of him.
What about the leadership of the Republicans? We know that Mitch McConnell is not running for re-election past November. He obviously is not a fan of Donald Trump in any way. He sees the writing on the wall. But, Congressman, I want you to tell me who you think could rise to run in a leadership position. Here's what J.D. Vance, senator from Ohio, told me yesterday about Mitch McConnell stepping down. Watch.
I think that we have to use this leadership election to turn the page on Republican Senate leadership, Maria. You cannot have a Senate Republican leader who is far more obsessed with securing Ukraine's border than he is focused on the American border. You can't have a Senate Republican leader who seems to ooze hatred and dismay for the very people who vote most of the Republican elected leaders. Our base, I happen to think they're good people and that we should be listening to them more than we do.
Congressman, your thoughts?
Well, I would like to see some new leadership in the Senate for sure. I've been saying that for a long time. I wanted Mitch McConnell to step out of that role for years now. I think it's been a problem for us. I would like to see somebody young and fresh. I know J.D. Vance is relatively new, but I'd like to see somebody like J.D. take over and lead this country. I'd like to see Tom Cotton or Josh Hawley or Katie Britt. I want to see some young, enthusiastic, conservative member of the Senate step up to the plate and take control of our party again. We need good leadership. We haven't had good leadership since Trump left the White House. Across the board, we've been a little bit fragmented. We need to take control of the Republican Party. We need to step up and we need to make a name for ourselves. And we need to take advantage of the way the American people right now see the Democrats for what they are. They see what's happening with the Democrat Party. They're hungry for change, and we're stupid if we don't take advantage of that in the Republican Party.
All right, Congressman, we'll be watching all of that. Thanks very much for being here this morning.